across the city in celebration as well. Everyone here believing these rumours that Colonel Gaddafi has been either captured or killed. I must stress, though, that we have no independent confirmation of this. A short time ago, we did speak to the Minister of Information for the MTC, Mahmoud Shamam. Here's what he told me.
It's a big day, it's a historic day for the Libyan people. Finally, the liberation of Sirte, the hometown of Colonel Gaddafi. I think it's a great victory for Libyan people, a great victory for revolution.
Okay. Can you hear the boats and the horns and the jumping up and down and just absolutely, you know, some could say mayhem, but just in an awesome way. That's how I've perceived how it's going to be like when Jay-Z comes back. Every single continent, people just jumping up and down and just going crazy. And, you know, a lot of my movies are based on actual events. This is fascinating for me to watch this, because it's just, I've seen it before, and the comas just everywhere all over the world. If you've got a horn, if you've got something that makes noise, PAs, whatever, everybody just be tripping over the JC coming back. So let's watch a little bit more of this.
Victory for revolution, and we know now from our sources in Masrata that we have a big fish. I don't know how the fish is.
You don't know who has been captured, just the senior figure?
Yes, there is that Masrata radio confirmed that big figure is Muhammad Gaddafi himself. We are waiting for a statement from Benghazi.
Oh man, that is rich.
Christy, whenever a leader in this Arab Spring movement, whenever a leader has fallen or been deposed or been captured during this movement, this has had ripple effects throughout the region. And the leaders that are facing uprisings in their countries, they get scared when they hear this news. Somebody like President Ali Abdullah Saleh of Yemen, this would be the last bit of news that he would want to hear, because this will surely, if Gaddafi was indeed captured, this will surely embolden the uprising that's been going on in Yemen, and will surely give a morale boost to all those revolutionaries that have been out in the streets for months now, demanding an end to the regime of President Ali Abdullah Saleh. It will also increase their calls that he be tried by the International Criminal Court for alleged war crimes. And they allege that he has brutally cracked down on them and their uprising the past several months. Even though the Yemeni government denies this, they continue to deny it. The people in the street continue to charge that the government has been going after them. So this will give, if indeed Gaddafi has been captured, it will give a big boost to the revolutionary movement in Yemen, and it will give them more of a morale boost to continue to come out into the streets, to continue to demand the ouster of the president. And again, it's really the last thing that somebody like President Ali Abdullah Saleh, who's so embattled, would want to hear at this time. Christine.
All right, Mohammed Jam joining us live from Abu Dhabi. Thank you for that.
The interesting thing, and I will just share this because everybody has their own idea of end times and apocalypse and rapture and when it'll happen and predictions and oh, here's some things that detect that it's going to be and this and that and the other. The interesting thing that I've found is that they have captured more terrorists and bad men this year than, it's just unprecedented how these horrible dictators, these evil, greedy, you know, just pieces of crap, are getting pulled out of the woodwork and taken care of. To me, that's a sign, I guess, if you want to say a sign, that JC's getting closer and closer and closer and closer. All the scriptures, when everyone has heard the whole every knee will bow down, every tongue will confess, not a lot of people know or can visualize in their head what that looks like. So when I make videos and I show you things like this, these images and stuff like that, it's simply what I remember from the first and second coma. There were two comas. The first one was fantabulous. The second one was about tribulation. And so it's kind of like caught in between two worlds, trying to, you know, put a positive spin on what I'm doing now, but there is a darkness that comes later. But the news broadcaster, you can hear her say, the whole world is watching this right now. All the world leaders are paying attention to this right now. The whole thing about the scripture saying that nation will rise against nation and all this and that and the other. These are all things that are happening, but I've noticed that a lot of the bad people have been bad dictators and leaders, prime ministers and people who think of themselves as princes and kings are just being eliminated. So I think that's really cool that God's handling a lot of the world problems that way. A lot of people are going to take to the streets, just like Occupy whatever that's going on in the U.S. I mean, this is just the beginning of a lot of what's going to happen. There's a finite amount of resources on the planet and too many freaking people. So, anyway, let's move on.
I suspect be a period of quiet, and the question is, during that period of quiet, will the loyalists try to regroup and reorganize? Will someone emerge as a leader, one of Gaddafi's sons perhaps, or will they flee? If you see the sort of well-known people flee, it's less likely that there will be a real loyalist backlash towards the Transitional Council, and that gives them the space and opportunity to build the institutions that Gaddafi refused to have exist. There really aren't any existing civilian institutions, and so Libya faces real challenges and a real task before them.
Real quickly, Frank, because we've got to go, your thoughts on, could we see an insurgent leadership?
Real quickly, because we gotta go.
Insurgency like we did.
That's what the media is going to be saying. Because this is how I see Passion of the Christ too. Oh man, it's all about Hollywood. And I want to share so much, but let's just say there's a lot of fake outs in this movie that I have that's just, it's going to happen in my lifetime, I'm telling you. But anyway, I look like shizzle. Been up quite some time watching this coverage and whatever. But anyway, the celebration. Yeah, when JC comes, it's going to be a madhouse. All right, peace out.